Welcome back to the KEMPIRE Daily YouTube channel. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the uploads. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the latest episode of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. As you know, we've been talking about it the last couple of weeks on the podcast and also on this channel, so check out those videos for those commentary. But this last episode was really hard to watch. I know the couples that a lot of people find boring. The ones I really want to talk about, Jenny and Sumit, the older woman from America that moved to India during a pandemic. She did it before, but she's been there during the pandemic, and they actually have the footage of her being there. Sumit's family is completely against them getting married, and it reached a very emotional high that will continue next week. But this last episode, some of the things that came out of the parents' mouth, I mean, it was shocking, but as I've said before, I understand where they're coming from. This is their culture. They want grandchildren. They find it really difficult. I completely forgot that this relationship between Sumit and Jenny has been going on for many years. This is not 2-3 years. I believe she said she hasn't seen the mother in like 8 years. Sumit is still hemming and hawing about getting married. He delayed the ring ceremony again. But they did find out from another attorney that they can get married without the permission of the parents. I'm not sure if Sumit didn't really know that. Understandably, we don't know all the laws here in America of certain things like that. So I'm going to give him a little grace with that. But this is the second time that he's canceled the ring ceremony. I think that he truly does love Jenny and truly enjoys Jenny. I also think that maybe he's not in a rush to get married again, but getting married right now for Jenny is more practical than it is about love, because at the end of the day, we are literally still in the middle of a pandemic. And if she does not renew her visa or get married, she has to come back to America. She can't go to another country. She has to come back to America because a lot of the countries are locked down at the moment. But the emotional high of that scene was incredible. It's probably the most interesting that this couple has been all season. But at the end of it, Jenny walks away because of how the loud voices, she doesn't understand what they're saying. And she walks away and she says, I can't do this to this family. And I felt the same way. I was like, if it was me, I would have been like, Sumit, I love you, but I can't deal with the stress. I'm in my 60s. I can't live my life like this, fighting with your family just because, I love you. Even if you really love someone, I don't know if I could deal with that, especially being an American in another country and not having friends and family to help support me in that way. I get it, Jenny. I completely get it. Speaking of some of the other couples, I'm going to leave Brittany and Yazan to the end. I'm not going to cover all the couples. I'll quickly say that Tim and I can't remember her name. I'm terrible with the names, y'all. I forget her name. But they're in Colombia. Tim decides that he needs to go back home because he can't find work in Colombia. He didn't quit his job, and they're about to completely let him go. First of all, Tim, you didn't think this through. He also didn't even tell Melissa, brain. he didn't even tell Melissa that he got the ticket. First of all, you guys already have trust issues. How is she supposed to trust you? I honestly don't see it happening for this couple. I think Melissa really does love Tim. I think that she has a hard shell and he broke that shell when they first fell in love. And it's hard for her to let that go. But I think there's way too many trust issues. You cannot have any sort of relationship, friendship, love relationship, whatever, partnership, business partnership, if you can't trust the other person. You booked the ticket and you didn't have a conversation with her, the conversation would have been easy. I can't find work. You're not willing to marry me, and I get it, but I have to go back. This is not going to work if we don't have money. That I don't see the hard problem in having that conversation. But apparently he has a problem with honesty, and that's a huge problem. Their emotional scene at the airport actually made me shed a little bit of a tear, because to see her break down because she had such a hard shell, I felt it. He's been a little sappy, but I felt it for her. Ariel and Beanie, baby, I'm just gonna call him baby, y'all. I'm not good with the names, forgive me. I felt for her this episode. I felt like she was really stepping out of her box and allowing the baby to be baptized within his Orthodox religion. which I get for her being a Jewish woman, that would be difficult. I think anyone, it would be difficult. It's a completely different culture. Her saying to him in the car, you need to be patient with me today. It's just her going back to being a brat. Her parents were there. She was acting very bratty, bringing up their relationship issues with the parents. I mean, every family's different. Some people are just open like that. Me personally, my family wouldn't know. My parents, they wouldn't know if me and my partner were having issues. They would never know. And first of all, y'all wouldn't know. I wouldn't put it on social media, but that's me. Some people are a little bit more open. And the only reason why I wouldn't do that is because I feel like then you put your relationship out there to be critiqued. And the only people that need to critique your relationship is you and your partner. But Ariel really stepped out of her box during baptism, which is very different. I get it. I always have to remind myself, because I love to travel and I've seen so many different things in cultures. I realize that me looking at those situations, I'm sort of like, ooh, what's going to happen next? Like I'm fascinated by those things. And I get that, especially in America with our culture, some people are not open to those things. Some of those things really counteract people's religious beliefs. And they're sort of like, no, I don't want to do this, especially with my child. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm trying to give Ariel some grace here. But she was really good this last episode with, being a part of the whole festivities and everything that was involved. So I give it to her. Now let's get to the couple that I've been talking about on TikTok, on this platform. As I said to you before, if you haven't seen the other videos or listened to the podcast, we talk heavily about the Real Housewives, but also 90 Day Fiance. Okay, Yazan and Brittany. So finally, Brittany, first of all, they had to get a translator. And I don't think people realize how English and every other language and the translation between those languages really makes a difference in understanding. First of all, speaking English sometimes to each other, we have miscommunication. So you can imagine translating that from another language. So I'm glad they got a translator. And I think Brittany really understood the depth of what is really happening in Yaz's life. His life is threatened. He doesn't have a connection with his family. In this last episode, Brittany meets with Yazan's brother, who explains to her, this is what's happening. I'm going to be there for my brother, but this is what's happening. His life is on the line. At first, and I'm going to give Brittany some grace here, that she was a little shocked. And that's why her reaction was like, wow. And then she started crying. Because at first I was like, that's your reaction? The person you allegedly love, his life is threatened. And so is yours, technically. But I'm going to give her some grace, editing sometimes, but also being shocked by the information. I understand. Yazan's brother realized in that moment that Brittany does love Yazan. And I don't see how you couldn't love Yazan. I think the audience loves Yazan because they see how genuine and how hard he's working to make this relationship happen. Yazan went out and started his own business because he got kicked out of his family and the family business. And Brittany's at a crossroads here because Yazan is even open to the idea of marrying Brittany and not requiring her to convert to Islam. And shout out to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, because one of the biggest things that I got from this episode, and it could be different in other countries, but in Jordan, in regards to Brittany converting to Islam, I love how I think they taught the audience, at least they taught me, that they don't want people to join Islam that don't truly want to, that truly have a passion for it. They're okay if you don't want to do that. They prefer that you find it on your own. I love that. And I think that's the big message that we saw with this relationship and the family and the culture, is that it's not that they want to force her to become Muslim. They're saying, but if you want to marry our son and be part of this culture and live in this country, that's a really important part. And Brittany is not mature enough, not ready. And I don't think she's that in love with Yazan to make those sort of sacrifices. I really don't. We don't really see Brittany making an effort to understand where he's coming from or his culture. Never mind the religion or his culture, like all of that. So we get to see next week is the last episode before the tell-all. I want to talk with you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your favorite couple on 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the uploads. I'll see you tomorrow.